Roguelikes. Pick a character, battle through enemies, buy some gear, fight a boss, rinse and repeat. Simple, and it works. It works very well. But what happens when a game decides to throw a wrench or an entire toolbox into the formula and rewrite itself based on what you do? Spoiler: chaos. Glorious, sweet and messy chaos. Apparently that's GUG, created by a small indie studio located in Bristol. Martian Lawyers Club, dedicated to create games that mod themselves depending on what you do or what you basically tell it to do. In GUG you have this small thing called a GUG, and I have honestly no clue if I pronounce this correctly. If not, please forgive me. Anyway, in GUG you have a creature which you can transcend into a new creature with new stats every time you visit the amniotic pool. The amniotic pool thereby is basically a prompt for the OpenAI engine. How this little creature develops or transcends depends thereby fully on the keyword you enter. It influences the look and all the abilities. For example, using the keyword Mother Morula, the game creates a creature that syncs its health with the one of the player. Sounds great at first until the creature's toast. I think you get where this leads us to eventually. Endless possibilities to break the game. Using the keyword infinity creates a GUG that doubles its stats at the end of every round, and clone, basically clones itself. Meteor, well, you have a meteor strike as a second attack. If you like Linux or programming, maybe try shell exec. But as the GUG just does random user actions, it destroys itself at some point. And the list goes on. Stay away from I win, as it can course around to finish itself automatically and end you in a gameplay loop. Absolutely not recommended. When set up and done, you can finally head into battle. Just like in any normal roguelike game, you pull the GUG with the stats and the abilities of your desire into the right place and conclude your turn. Then the enemy starts its turn, and so on. The enemy itself thereby is also procedurally generated, and some even come from other players' generations, which can lead to basically a fight of prompts in the end. Eventually you fight a boss and head back to your safe spot of the game. At least that's the theory. It wasn't included in the demo right now. Now, to be honest, the game can be super hard when you just smash random names into the amniotic pool, though at the same time it is super exciting, just like collecting Pokemon or Pikmin. However, there's a little system when using keywords. Just think big and the game might become easier or even more broken. Now, a little problematic is still I was never been able to fight until the very end. Why? I don't know. I have the feeling GUG is trying to counter my ideas on how to come to an end. Having 3 infinity GUGs and a Mother Morula made the game just fade into the game over screen without any reason in the middle of the fight. Was it fed up of me? I don't know. Did it become self-aware? I don't hope so. Having a good mix between clone, meteor, infinity and a vampire werewolf thing spawned me a clone on the other side, which never came closer to give it the final strike, keeping me into an endless gameplay loop. And having an I win GUG just ended the turn automatically when there are still enemy GUGs on the field, also keeping me in an endless loop. Some of this are certainly bugs and give the game room for improvement, but on the other hand, this game is still a demo, and for a demo, the procedural generated creature feature is truly impressive. There's some caveats though I want to point out and not keep a secret. The game does rely on AI to generate the GUGs. Martian Lawyers Club are using AI or more language enhanced modification here in a truly artistic and creative way, but if you're having a bad feeling with AI or these type of models, this is something to consider. Also, due to the dependence on OpenAI bindings, the game does require an internet connection, even though it is a single player game on Steam. So nothing to play while taking a train through Germany, where mobile coverage and Wi-Fi are just a myth. Generated GUGs are being shared amongst other players, which will randomly appear as enemies, and I fear there need to be some rules in place and some barriers, as an infinity GUG on the other side and you are toast. Or you have endless battles between you and the enemy. You know what they say, mod it till it breaks. To conclude, GUG has its very rough edges right now, but the idea is truly interesting and the game is worth keeping an eye on. When talking about generating these little creatures, hell of fun hacking in keywords. If you're interested to give it a go, I will link the demo into the description below. Check it out at least once. What do you think about GUG, and what crazy keywords did you find out, which I maybe should try out myself? Thanks very much for listening on this one today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, you know, the usual. Take care and see you on the next one.